All right, so guys, this is number 6 out of 4.2, and it says, use an appropriate Pythagorean identity to find the indicated value. Write your answer. It's a simplified fraction if necessary. So it says, given that the sine of z is negative 8 over 17 for z between pi and 3 pi over 2, find the value of cosine of z. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use one of the Pythagorean identities. So remember, one of the Pythagorean identities says the sine squared of z, I'm using z because that's a value we got here, plus the cosine squared of z is going to be equal to 1. And so we're looking for the cosine, and we already know that the sine is negative 8 over 17. So I'm going to put negative 8 over 17 squared plus cosine squared of z is equal to 1, okay? So let's go ahead and square this. So I know that's 64. 17 squared, hold on, I'm just going to do this on my calculator on my phone because I don't know what 17 squared is, but 289, there we go. 289 plus cosine squared of z is equal to 1. So now we're going to go ahead and subtract 64 over 289 on both sides. 64 over 289. So those are going to go away. So now we have cosine squared z is equal to, so look, we have 1 minus 64 over 289. Let's write that 1 as 289 over 289 minus 64 over 289. So we can get our common denominator here. And so 289 minus 64, 225 over 289. And now to find cosine, we're going to take square root on both sides. So now we have cosine of z is equal to, so square root of 225 is 15. The square root of 289 is 17. Okay, so normally at this point we'd say, okay, look, we're done. We have the answer. Cosine of z is equal to 15 over 17. But look what they're telling me here. They're telling me that my angle z is between pi and 3 pi over 2. So I want you to think about that for a minute. If I'm drawing my xy axis, right? So here's x, here's y. This, in radians, this is when my angle is 0. This is when my angle is pi over 2. This is when my angle is pi. This is when my angle is 3 pi over 2. And then coming back, this would be 2 pi. And it told us that our angle z was somewhere between pi and 3 pi over 2, right? Because we had that piece right here. So if we have that, right, we have our point. Remember, if we have our point here, then we are in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 3, both x and y are negative. And since the cosine is defined as our x value, then this is going to have to be a negative 15 over 17, okay? And so this would be my answer for number 6 out of 4.2. Y'all have any questions? Please let me know. I'm happy to help.